Hawkman, come on, talk to me.
What's going on, guys? Red Rock here and welcome back to the channel. And in this video, like the title suggests, I'll be reacting to the costumes of every superheroes that's gonna show up in the movie. For the numerous days since the past 2 weeks, we got a lot of set photos of the upcoming Superman movie that will be released next year. And behold, we got the costumes revealed. So I'll be reacting to the costumes of specifically Superman and what potentially is the Justice League International, consisting of Mr. Terrific, Gardner, Green Lantern, and Hawkgirl. For Metamorpho, however, we haven't got a first look of the character. I think probably they're gonna do, CGI the character, I guess. But before we get things started, be sure to like this video and subscribe so you won't miss any future videos. So let's start off with Superman, obviously because he's the main character and the movie's all about him. Previously I did a short video where I reacted to the first look that James Gunn posted a while ago, and it was, terrible. Overall, this is an incredible, unique design, but the problem is I'm kind of getting MCU vibes with this, and the coloring, it's way too dark. I much expect, to make it, brighter. I much prefer the other Superman costumes before, like, Henry Cavill, Tyler Hoechlin. But still, I like this design. Hopefully it's gonna get better during production. But there is one thing I forgot to mention on that reaction, which I'll talk about it later. And here is Superman. And this is an awesome costume because it was inspired by, the class. Basically, he's the classic Superman, where he has, the trunks, the light blue suit. The colors are amazing, better than the one that we see in the first look, where it, it's quite dark. Like, I was expecting it, to be lighter, but here it is. And he still has the color, which was inspired by, his suit from the New 52. This is one of the great Superman suits that I've ever seen. And however, there's a downside to it. And that is the one issue that I forgot to mention on that short video. Because I don't have much time, to talk about. And that is the costume. It looks like it doesn't fit David well. Unlike, the previous iterations of Superman, we get to see, the muscles. So I hope maybe they can improve the costume a bit. But still, it's kind of, MCU, inspired just because of the linings. But I totally get it. Like, if they remove, the linings, that's just basically repeating, Christopher Reeve, Superman. But speaking of Christopher Reeve, from what I've heard, his son, Will Reeve, will have a cameo in this movie as a reporter. And that's awesome, Like, that is one of James Gunn's favorite superhero movies, the Christopher Reeve Superman movie. But yet again, that costume is very original. And as I said, this is one of the best Superman costumes I've ever seen. Well, not, the top one like that. Like, one of the, top 5 something. Also, not to mention, there are a lot of, other Superman costumes were way better than this. Like, Henry Cavill, Tyler Hoechlin's costume. They were way better than this. But hopefully they can still improve it, or, with the reports that I've heard, he's gonna have a new suit by the end of the movie. I hope it's gonna be way better than this one. The trunks, could have worked before, like, during, the Christopher Reeve era, and even in animation, it can, still work in modern animation, but in terms of live action, I don't think it doesn't work now. I think it looks, silly. And I even share, these said photos with my friends, and that is the biggest complaint, they have, which is the trunks. And I totally understand, like, because, it doesn't, work anymore in the modern time in terms of live action only, but in animation, the trunks still work. On the same day where we get the reveal of Superman's costume, that is when we get the first look of the suit for Eddie Gadhegi as Michael Holt, aka Mr. Terrific. And this costume is very awesome. Like it's literally straight from the comics. What I have here is a Justice Society comic, and there, look, literally, it's basically, Mr. Terrific's suit in the movies, the exact same one from the comics. And now we're gonna go to, the downside of these first looks. Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, and Hawkgirl. But let's go first with Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. And this is amazing that James Gunn previously said that Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion, who's gonna play the character, is gonna have a bowl cut, and look, we have here. And he wears a leather jacket, and it's literally like, straight from the comics. But I have an issue with that costume, is there's no much green in it. Like, at first when I saw the image, I thought this is like White Lantern, something like that. Like seriously, the only colors that I've seen in this suit mostly is black and white, not green. I hope maybe they could improve that costume. Like, he was supposed to be one of the Green Lantern Corps, but they're making it like he's White Lantern. And lastly, but not the least, Hawkgirl, played by Isabella Merced. And honestly, that is one of the best castings I've ever seen. And her costume is so terrible. Like, in the comics, Hawkgirl and also Hawkman wears an armor suit with wings on it, but take a look at this. Like, Hawkgirl is only like wearing a leather jacket, and I think it's like, CW inspired costume. But once you take a deep look at the suit, I think I got an idea on why, they wear these costumes. Like, if you zoom in on, on their chests, you'll see that there's a logo on it. All of them have the same logo. And that logo is Lordtech. And guess who owned Lordtech? Maxwell Lord, who is gonna be played by James Gunn's brother Sean Gunn in the DCU. And he'll not be in the movie, but he's just gonna be referenced. And from what I've researched, he's the one responsible, creating the Justice League International. Or maybe I'm indeed wrong, that this could be the Terrifics, not the Justice League International. If you didn't know, the Terrifics are DC's version of the Fantastic Four. We have Mr. Terrific, who is a genius, an equivalent to Mr. Fantastic. Then we have Metamorpho, who is an equivalent to the Thing. Then we have two other members that are not in this movie. Phantom Girl, who is an equivalent to Invisible Woman, and Plastic Man, an equivalent to Mr. Fantastic in terms of powers, and Human Torch in terms of personality. And coincidentally, we are getting the Fantastic Four next year at the same month as Superman. And even, my story that will be released on Bride, yes, prior to these two, but it will also be indeed released on July 2025. The third Green Laser story titled Green Laser Code Red. But I think it would make sense just, to avoid ripping off, characters, so they had to replace, Plastic Man and Phantom Girl with Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl. So either way, this could be either, the Terrifics or the Justice League International. I have no idea what the team is gonna be. Like, back then when James Gunn became the CEO of DC Studios along with Peter Safran, he posted a lot of photos of different DC characters, well, mostly, sideline characters. And one of those characters that he posted is the Terrifics. Let me know in the comments below of what the team name should be. Based on what I see from these images, they're trying, to recruit Superman to be part of the team. And he's gonna say, nah, he's his own thing, he's independent. So basically the Justice League International, based on what, the set was, they're handled by the government. Going back to Hawkgirl, if you compare this with Hawkman, Aldous Hodge's Hawkman from Black Adam, despite, it's not, comic accurate, like, remember, in my Black Adam trailer reaction, the costumes of the Justice Society, they're so comic accurate. Well, for Cyclone and Hawkman, it's not comic accurate. For Hawkman, because they replace, green shorts with red. But I think it's quite cool though. Like, seriously, his costume is so amazing. Well, compared with Isabella Merced's Hawkgirl, nah, it's not that good. Hopefully by the end of the movie, they improve the costumes of Gardner and Hawkgirl. Overall, Superman and Mr. Terrific's costumes, they look great, while the other two. So anyways guys, that's basically it for this video. Please like this video and subscribe to be updated always in Red Rock's vlog so you won't miss any future videos. And what do you think of the costumes of Superman and potentially the Justice League International? So see you all next time in the next video.